we should all get rid of movies that suck. We should just say the movies that suck, suck. It's in a decade for sucky movies like Battlefield Earth in 2000. Ooh, that's a bad one. But anyway, we're not going to discuss sucky movies because everyone knows the movies that suck, right? We'll do that later. Some other day. Let's see. Sucking casting choices. Halle Berry in the Catwoman. Oh, what does that mean? Yeah. Anyway. Yep. Yep. There's other characters we have in the Calicat arsenal. It's just that Kelly is the most egregiously goofy character. Where does Silly Kelly come from? Well, I think his origin goes back to the swimming days in the 80s, 85, 87, 83 to 86 maybe, somewhere around there. And he's not really based on anybody in particular. He was just this sort of goofy comedy skit character. I think it's really New Year's. And I'm just told in the studio that he's loosely based on David, nephew, the older nephew, and that he's sort of what David should have been in the David comedy skit. Like, not really what he was, but what he should have been. But a little more outrageous, because he could have sworn and talked dirty, because we did stuff like that back then. In fact, last night, I listened to some of the audio tapes, the early comedy sketches, and of course, it was a radio show originally, KATS, it was K10, to John Williams, and it was a radio show. So, we're child stars, and now it's kind of funny that it's over some cases 25 years later, 24 years later, and it's funny that now it's video. We're not doing a New Year's comedy skit that I know of this year because we're going to be at Disneyland, but you never know. We could eventually do one. But there's so we already did the movie countdown. We probably would have put that in there. So, well, that's where Silly Kelly comes from. There's a lot of other characters that came out too. Just that David Brown kind of left the show. He turned about 17, well 16 ago, and he just wasn't interested anymore. Wanted to do his own thing. And there was that rivalry between Pine Hill and his school, Valley Christian. So it was just like, you're not cool anymore, you're Pine Hill. Even though we've been going there the whole time. Yeah. So anyway, we'd like to throw in some other stuff like that. Origins of characters. Hobie Scrotchkins, who appeared in an earlier thing, was inspired by the old Johnny Carson sketch with the guru, which is probably where Mike Myers got his idea from, the guy with the head thing. Yeah, he's supposed to be a gypsy or a fortune teller or something. He's obviously white. He's not ripping anybody. But, yeah, that's where he comes from. Clint Cowpoke is from Trans Tech, more or less. Trans, there's a version of him that goes back to Trans, I think, probably the 90s. He's a little later in the 90s. But he's loosely based on a character that we found for the early tapes we were watching, listening to him, I should say. And there's this cowboy-like character thrown in there next to Sean McKnight, who was a cowboy character, and doing a tape. And there's like a little reference and a little joke, and he does a little sketch. And I wonder if that is actually the origin, the vague origin, the cowboy guy is the Clint Cowboy character. Or if, you know, it's Buster McCloud or whatever. Maybe that's Buster McCloud. But it's kind of the same guy. Buster McCloud, who's based on Buster Witwicky from comic books in the 80s. And then there's Clint Cowpoke, based on that. And of course, Clint is like Clint Eastwood. But there's lots of other characters too. But I haven't seen them yet. So, I'm going to go on to Clint Cowpoke. He'll have to answer some embarrassing questions concerning that character from those old audio. Maybe. Uh-oh, we got 7 minutes left. Well, well, Kelly, I listened to that tape too. That wasn't me. Sorry. That was my cousin, Buster McLeod. Yeah, he's younger than me. He's more nuts than me. Even more. You know what I said about them animals? I think that boy liked them a little bit. Just kidding there. I can say that because he's way out there. We did have him come back for the trans tape. Kidding though, he didn't really do any animals. But, you know, this here is a continuation of the episode Humoresque. Decided to fill up the last of the tape on this tape with added bonus material. Lots of bonus material. That was deemed sort of like Ronald D. Moore does the Galacticas. So we decided to do some more bonus material. Have Calicat read the have him do the 10 list we were talking about, and have a little bit of Silly Kelly thrown in. It turned out the 10 list was so long, took up 10-15 minutes of the episode. So I don't think we're going to have a condensed version of this at all, because there's no way to condense that or this. So the condensed version is much, much, much shorter than the actual aired story. The one that you're going to see on YouTube is more than the other one. So there you go. Normally it wouldn't be that long. Normally it'd not be an hour. But for some reason this one is. And because we had more material. And being we are a KTS program like we've seen on those audio tapes, I just farted just now. Oh my God. Oof. Oh God. Go. Oh, jeez. Oh, God, no. It's me. Oh, no. Don't push it over here. Oh, God. Whew. Chilly. Ah. I got all spruced up for the shindig. Oh, God. Whew. Oh, jeez. Whew. Yep. That was bad. Whew. It still lingers. Oh, God. Dang. That was amazing. Maybe that fart could go in the credits. And I don't think that in the other thing we did, in the highlights, we mentioned the top 10 lists of movies. There you go. I don't know why we went on and on and on. But yeah, Hobie Scratchkins was based on a Johnny Carson character. Essentially making fun of him because he was stupid, Johnny Carson. Now, Hobie's better than him. Actually, I spelled his name differently, too. Back then, I spelled it like the restaurant. Probably because it wasn't very original. But in the new version, we spell it a little differently, so it ain't confused. He's not supposed to be from the restaurant. I just thought Hobie would be a funny name. Because it sounds like holy. Yeah. So, my God. Hello, and welcome to the Cal Cat Show's special New Year's Eve block party, New Year's Eve night thing. Yeah, with the Cal Catster, in the amazing yellowish glowy room that is the living room, looking all sardonic on New Year's Eve. Cat Joe, New Year's Eve 2009. It is already 2010 in New York. It is now 9:09 or 9:10 here on the West Coast. We just returned from Calcat's live appearance at the Disneyland Resort, the California Adventure. And also on hand at the performance was Silly Kelly. However, it was yesterday that was returned. Mark's cards to work out, but apparently Mark's cards had a bad cold and couldn't make tonight's live performance. So, here to do this live performance. And while on the Starting in line for the Buzz Lightyear ride. Of course, I said the Calcat version. Fuzz Tight Rear to Uranus and beyond. And, yeah, it's pretty fun. To which my sister's husband, who's British, he said, no, Uranus. Oh, Uranus, it's a joke. Oh, a joke, okay. Somebody saw something. Yeah. So, well, it's perfectly logical for the silliest character on Earth to go to the silliest place on Earth. The happiest place on Earth. Disneyland. And of course, there was this hilarious robot named Osimo, which they used in South Park later, calling it Osimo. Shouldn't believe in it, but it's true. And the Lion King. Timon and Pumbaa are gay. Well, even Elton John said that. The animator said that. So, yeah, and yeah. But anyway, where was my train? Oh yeah, Osimo. He's like a robot that walks and talks and stuff, and he's got like animatronic robot parts in him and stuff, and he's like a robot from Honda that they built him. You know, it was a Japanese, known for building robots. Well, it's only a matter of time before they build it, the sex doll version, and they have one with attachments. So that Osimo not only helps in the kitchen to help out clean up the house, but also helps in various other Well, the Alice in Wonderland, the Snow White ride did break down, so maybe somebody's screwing around. Somebody got a little too excited. Yeah. They said, you know what? Let's make 2 more kids. Actually, you could screw around on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, but you'd have to be careful. Because it's long, so you could go. You'd probably get kicked out, so I don't suggest you do that. Or it's a small world, don't do it on that. Unless you're an employee at Disneyland, then feel free. Feel free to do it then. But anyway, 2009, a lot of cool movies, including one that was left out of the 2009 movie list, including Avatar, which is very cool, and The Frog Princess, only because, well, we made that episode, 3 weeks ago, and didn't do a Christmas one. Disney has done it again. You know, I also let it be known that this is the first New Year's, I guess, musing talk discussion comedy thing ever live filmed. The closest thing to it was The Deadly Hour in 1989, 20 years ago, and or what was the set, right where the view screen would be, actually. There's the view screen over here. So, although it wasn't the mirror.